The SR 150, 60 was obviously a very sporty looking scooter for sure.
Yes.
It was a sporty sounding scooter. It
Yes.
had all the raciness of the vibration and those kind of characteristics.
Yes.
The overly firm suspension.
Yes.
So not for everybody's taste.
Yes. My God, you're telling me about the 175 or 160? I'm getting confused.
Okay, sorry. Maybe we should just start. Okay, what is the 175 like?
It's just the 160 with more performance, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Which has a good side and a bad side. I don't want to dismiss the scooter as much as I do not have a product brief. So, Aprilia has consistently made the sportiest scooters on the market, to which I think they deserve credit. The issues that were with these scooters have never been solved, which you can interpret goodly or badly, however you prefer. Because if you interpret it goodly, they said, no, they set out to make a sporty scooter, and why should they compromise on the suspension? And they never did. So the 125 was always too stiff, the 150 was always too stiff, the 160 was always too stiff, and I'm very happy to report from the goodly perspective that the 175 also remains too stiff. And on perfect tarmac in a place with great roads and great corners, you will have fun on this scooter because the tires are grippy, the brakes are awesome, and it is superb.
These are those 14-inch wheels, right?
14-inch wheels, grippy tires, strong brakes. It's always had them, still has them. And that side of the scooter is absolutely awesome. The problem is, when you take the flip side and you start considering, if I want to ride a sporty scooter in India, where will I go? Then suddenly you start running out of roads really quickly. And in that situation, the SR 175 is not any better than the previous ones. Those were relatively uncomfortable. They wouldn't absorb much. You were more suspension than the suspension on the scooter. And that's the situation today also.
I'm going to share one catch that I realized where the SR75, like SR 175, and I'm talking about the 150, 160, whatever. You love and what Shumi also said was that it's a sporty scooter, right? In the sense that it feels sporty, it feels exciting and all of that. But the one surprise that came up was at that point in time, I think that was then the Access update or whatever. And you realize that you would be quicker on the Access 125.
In most situations, yeah.
Not just the top speed, the acceleration, all of that. The SR felt very exciting, but the Access was managing to do things better. And suddenly you're like, okay, where is the actual performance?
Yeah.
So that's where kind of the reality check happened between feeling sporty and actually being sporty.
Yeah, and a large part of the SR sporty feeling is also coming from the way they tune the CVT transmission, which I wish the NTOP would also pick up on. Because this has always been a super taut, super connected transmission. So that sense of this is happening, then the engine's winding itself up and then it's starting to go. No, it's immediate. And it's always been, it's a highlight of the SR 175. Among all the scooters, when you do this, it's the SR that reacts the fastest. And it always makes the scooter feel even more energetic than it is. So I understand it. It's when you bring a stopwatch into it and say your feelings are leading you astray. Something else is quicker, then that happens. But so if you were to box this into saying, I live in a place with great roads and I want an outrageously sporty scooter, can you do better than the SR 175? I would be surprised. We're not talking about service reliability, etc. We'll deal with it separately. But in that box, sporty scooter, there's nothing like the Aprilia SR 175. As soon as you take the box and say, no, hello, real world. I live in Maharashtra. The roads aren't awesome here. There are a few great roads here for sure. But most of the time, I'm not on those roads. Then suddenly, you're setting yourself up for suffering. Because the scooter does not absorb much. It never has, it still doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. How would you peg it against the Aerox?
Aerox will absorb more, the 2025 model, but it has a inferior balance today.
Front to rear.
Front to rear, because as we said on the previous time that we brought up the Aerox, which is in the context of the Zoom 160, I think, is that the fact that they did soften the rear suspension out to the point where, yes, I accept that you can live with this, but the front was not fully balanced to it. So as we said that time, Aerox absorbs a lot. The front feels a little bit weird in the sense of, okay, it's absorbing, but I can't seem to feel much. And then suddenly it will bottom out.
So that's the discomfort side of it, but the sense of sportiness or that fun to ride aspect, how would you peg
the Aprilia feels like a smaller scooter. So it feels more compact and more responsive in that sense. Whereas the Aerox has bodywork and all of that. So you have a sense of I'm riding a larger scooter. So I wouldn't make a one-to-one comparison directly.
So they're physically different sizes.
Yeah.
And therefore that will be a different experience.
Yeah, so the SR 175 effectively is like an NTORQ with a 175cc engine, not like an Aerox with a 175 engine. The Aerox is a maxi scooter. It is doing a different thing. There is a flat floorboard here, not a very spacious floorboard, not a super useful floorboard.
I automatically assumed with the 175 that they've actually, okay.
So no, it looks exactly like the SR 125 and 160. And to Aprilia's credit again, this is a really old design. and they've updated that design in, let's see, colors and graphics, and it still looks nice. So some of those prismatic black, kind of that weird color that has come to the SR175 looks great. There is a race edition, MotoGP edition, something edition, which is sitting on top of this, which has all the stickering on it and all the little labels, and yeah, that looks good. So I am really happy to see that this was a well-finished scooter to start with, remains a well-finished scooter. They designed it so well the first time out that I can accuse them of saying they didn't even bother to redesign the scooter, but you can't hold it against the scooter because it still looks like a good-looking compact scooter. The pillion foot pegs fold all the way into the bodywork there. They sit flush. So you don't even really notice in the dark that there are foot pegs there. So there are lots of little details which
and they feel good as you move them around.
They're okay. They're okay. What I can tell you is this. What I said about the sporty part is true, and that has a very strong flip side. And this strong flip side cancels this from purchasing for most people. So when you bring it into the real world, what I was hoping for this time is that now that Aprilia has gone through the pain of doing the 125, the 150, the 160, by 175, they would have said, maybe we need to retune the suspension a little bit. From whatever I felt on the scooter, they haven't done a thing. So it is basically jittering and shattering over everything. And it is an unpleasant experience. Mumbai, full of concrete, small ripples. A. B. They have compounded that by making the seat worse. From memory, this is the worst Aprilia seat ever. Probably the worst scooter seat I've had to test yet.
Why so?
It's everything. There's a slope in it. It's a soft foam. There's a big step. The step is in a place where I can't sit in the scooter. I can't find a place to sit. So I have spent those 10 days riding the scooter basically going like, no, not this position, not that foot.
All that's missing is that it's too narrow. Otherwise, everything else is there.
Yeah, so I've essentially spent, let's call it for the purpose of MotorInc First, 150 kilometers on this scooter. I still don't know where I'm supposed to sit.
Okay. And in terms of feel, the engine is the same? The
engine is definitely more powerful. It is definitely more sporty. It sounds good. It is, to me, feeling a little bit smoother than I remember the SR160 being. Smoother scooter engine? No, of course. That remains in the family scooter space. The access is wildly more smooth than this. But this is a reasonably smooth engine where, to me, if you're complaining about vibration, you got the wrong expectation rather than something's wrong with the scooter. Correct. For sure. There is no doubt about it.
Note used to have this very metallic kind of...
Still does. It's a nice scooter note. It is loud enough. With the earplugs, you can hear that your scooter is working or not working, whatever. It's nice. There are no issues on this front. It's just that I have to be very clear about the expectations. Correct. It's going to be a sporty scooter, and they haven't left suspension out of that box. Which means when you say, I'm buying a sporty scooter, you're signing up for the discomfort that comes with that.
Okay.
The Aprilia SR175 is a very sporty scooter. That's the good. They've not updated it enough, that's the bad, and it looks nice, so it's not ugly. If you want to know more details, MotorInc First is now playing only on the app. Please come to the app and see it. The episode is free to watch and the app is free to download.